boys. Shout out to Mr. Len, ACP. Shout out to my little sister who loves the radio. We're gonna be eating some meatballs and chicken balls for the boys. Let's go Raptors!
Hi everybody, this is Alan Paul with Manhattan Transfer, and you're listening to 365 Balls for Laughs on Radio Regent and iHeartRadio. And I'm sitting here with Dr.
Kokofele, the hot-mouthed blood cousin, your brother from another mother. Greetings, you are Jamit. Of course, we were hearing the one only Baba Fela. You know, the guy was way before his time. He's called a spade. And, I found a recipe for this thing that have been tormenting the African world for many months. Mosquitoes, the primary source of malaria. I have just done a very investigative medical scientific discovery that we are going to get to the blood sucker, because anyone who suck your blood, you've got to go back and suck their blood. So I've got, I invented a barbecue of mosquitoes. It is good for your bowels. So every time mosquitoes come, we are going to get them all, barbecue them with hot pepper and make them into donuts. Big fat balls donut, and we're going to chew them. The mosquitoes are going to run away. And that's how Africa can get rid of Western NGOs that are rubbishing the African world. Oxfam was under investigation for sexual abuses and sexual assault in Haiti. Of course, for the record, it was long established that Western NGOs are using their balls wherever they go. They said they are doing some work, especially in Africa, where Catholic priests and Catholic mothers have been utilizing their balls. But it is only the African continent that up to date abused people are not coming, apart from a guy that was in the United States from Sierra Leone who said he was sexually abused, but that went hush. Wake up. We know of Catholic priests in Africa who have 2-3 wives openly, girlfriends fighting for them. But everywhere in the world, we know those things were happening. And look at what Oxfam did. They were having their senior executives who were guilty of this sexual act in Haiti resign their position. That is nonsensical nonsense. That's a crime against humanity. That's a sexual crime punishable under the law of any land. Oxfam have no mandate in excusing criminals like that. I don't care where they are, they should be brought back to Haiti and tried and punished in the land. That's the same dynamics that they take everywhere in Africa, because they go with so-called donor funds, executives that are not accountable to anybody, the Oxfams, the World Vision, the Doctors Without Borders, the UNICEF, all the UN so-called developmental agencies are all packed with sexual predators. We've seen a report that came for the indigenous women in Canada where they say genocide and people are making pipes and blowing their... It is, of course, genocide. It's the same denier of the transatlantic slave trade that it was never a genocide. Read the so-called meaning as defined by the Oxford Dictionary, where words are defined according to their taste. The transatlantic slave trade was genocide. The extermination of indigenous people of America was genocide. The Congo massacre of King Leopold was genocide. Why do we cherry pick what is genocide? The guilt is all on us, and the bystander of our global village should stop it. And let me deal with these, MBA finals that is going so well, and now political prostitutes are making use to bring in their messages. Conservatives bringing their own, and the liberals bringing their own. I'm yet to see, I'm thanking God, and I hope they don't allow that. But these so-called Western NGOs, be it Oxfam or Planned Parenthood, whatever. Those are the areas like the so-called American handball that they call football. Every time there are those big mega things, that's when these ads come, showing the destituteness of an African child. How unethical and immoral people can be to take the destituteness of other people in such a prime time just for your fundraising. Stop the dirty act. But it is only against people who are still sleeping. You can no longer blame white man, Chinese, or whatever for the state of the African world. The African child needs to wake up and get out of that begarism and thinking they are poor, when God portioned everything to the continent to be equal partners on the table. Where are all these engineers who get trained in the continent running around with degrees that they are engineers, but they can't even make bridges to their own villages? And they get educated by the state funds and they turn around and rubbish their own country. Well, all these barristers who keep running around with white wigs, PLO Lumumba and all these confused people who one way he speaks against rubbishness of Africa, but he goes to, in court, put on a white wig and represent President Kenyatta for abusing and rubbishing the Kenyan constitution, and sitting by and having a brother caged and deported, a born Kenyan deported out of Kenya without saying a word. PLO, we are waiting for your open apology that you stood on the side of history on the wrong side for representing the Kenyan government under Kenyatta, or whatever the name is, in that constitutional legal matters with your white wig. 365, those are my commentaries, my ownership. If you want, let us meet in the legal field. And of course, Ontario is in court, a court of appeal with the city for the first government for infringing on city rights right in the middle of election. Those were supposed to be a referendum or a call to the people to decide whether they wanted to reduce the city councillor seat, not as a payback bullying tactics. I think that should go all the way to the Supreme Court of Canada because it is wrong. But voters, wake up and don't be fooled with yet another Babylon. Where Jency Kenny and Doug Ford are teaming up to beat my brother from another mother. I am no party supporter. But imagine what is going down in Ontario. Imagine what is going down on the other side. And imagine 365 balls. Your brother from another mother, Dr. Kokofele, unconditionally, unapologetically, realistically critical with matters. Thank you for your listening ears. We continue smoothly.